So today we're going to be replacing the stock 2025 Yamaha MT-09 exhaust for the 2024 Plus RaceFit Growler X. Then this right here, this box is from the United Kingdom and from RaceFit themselves. So we're going to unbox here. I've already cut it open, but I haven't pulled anything out. So what we got here is we got a bag. It says many thanks, Chris. I can't read the bottom section. Sorry, RaceFit. That looks like order number 10597. Looks like we got the muffler. Full titanium system. Look at that. No baffles. No restrictions. Good quality packaging here. It looks like they got it all protected pretty well. Now look at that. Looks like they might have been using one of their competitors' boxes. This looks like it's the mid pipe or the actual headers, actually. Headers. I'll look at those in a second. Don't want to really touch them a bunch with my fingers. So this must be the mid pipe. Yep, there's a pipe in there. Well, let's get rid of these boxes. And we got a table here. So, before we open those up, let's see what's in this envelope here. Feels pretty packed. We're just going to cut it open. We got to get through the... There we go. Making a mess over here. Probably not the appropriate way. But we have a t-shirt. Very cool. Thanks for the shirt, RaceFit. Did not order that. That was an extra. Looks like we've got the mounting bracket, the sticker. We also have spring zip ties, O2 sensor wiring, and some silicone sealant, some earplugs, more stickers. I imagine this is their instruction manual, if you will. or at least safe handling instructions. Kind of gives you their repacking your exhaust, maintenance, accidental damage, returns, return postage. This looks like it's the invoice. I have a QR for leaving a review, which we will do once we've got it installed and get to listen. Business card. Silicone sealer. Sure that's for the header. Could be for the muffler as well. And some earplugs. Telling me that it's going to be loud. Let's move this stuff over here. Well, so there's the mid, which looks like it is an Akrapovich, I should say. Finder. Not that these will help a bunch, but maybe we'll put a glove on to keep some of the fingerprints off of this stuff. We're going to need them anyway for the actual installation. So here is the mid pipe with two O2 sensor bungs, but we're in North America and do not need the second one, so we'll only need to relocate the one. And we have the header. Here to this side. One more. Here's the header pipe. Full titanium again. So initial inspection here, everything looks really good, shipped very well. No damage to be seen. Everything looks in good shape. Quality looks pretty good. No complaints. Lots of work went into putting this together. Got the RaceFit logo. Nice welds. Well, I'm going to get this mess cleaned up and then we'll get into the removal of the factory MT-09 exhaust system. First thing we're going to do here is we're going to remove this side panel where the O2 sensor wiring runs. Now, trace the wire up. It's this one right here. You need to get a pick to get that out of there. Now we can remove it from there. And we can see about pulling these so we can get the cable disconnected from there. Now we're going to use 17-inch open end or 17 millimeter open end to unthread the O2 sensor. The reason we disconnected it is because the wiring will just start to spin on itself and could damage it. So definitely don't want to damage that. Otherwise you'll run into some issues and probably have to buy a new one. On to the next step, and it's hard to get it in video, but there's a screw for that bracket that is holding the radiator solid, and we need to remove that so we can get a little play in the radiator. Okay, we're going to use a 10 millimeter on a 1/4 inch ratchet here to loosen that bolt. Hand in there. All right. And we got got it here. Bracket is loose. Now we can move it a little bit, but we still need to loosen the upper bolts. Now we're going to come in here and loosen these uppers on both sides. Just give us a little bit more play in the radiator. Shouldn't have to take them out. We're not trying to remove the radiator. We're just trying to be able to maneuver it, manipulate it a little bit. Come over here to this side. Do the same thing. Okay, now we've done messed up and taken it too far out. We can't get our wrench back out. So there we go. Give it a little bit of a tug. Now we should be able to give the radiator a little bit of move. Oh yeah, we got a lot more motion in that. Probably hard to see on camera, but it does move. We should be able to pull out far enough to get a socket on the header bolts. So we'll get that set up and be right back with you. Okay, now we're going to get these header bolts removed. And it's kind of a tight fit, but you should be able to get in there. A couple of these are going to be real interesting to get to. Sorry about the camera shakes. Pull out on that radiator a little bit. I did loosen this one a little before because I had to figure out how to get in there with that fan bracket there. The fan bracket could come off, and I did try, but you got to remove a screw down here, which it's hard to see in camera, but then you got to remove that little tiny screw there, and it's difficult to get in there, and I didn't want to break the fan or anything else, so we attempted it without removing it and got that one loose. So these should come out pretty easily now, but we got one here, one bolt. Let's get this one in the middle. This swivel is a little uncooperative sometimes. By the way, it's a 12mm socket. There we go. There's bolt number 2 somewhere. Oh, there it is. We've got this one loose. Now we need to move to the other side to get to the other side of those bolts. So, be right back with you. Alright, and we're back. This one looks pretty dang easy to get. I'll leave that one on for now. And Let's see if we can get to this other one here. It's pretty loose since we loosened that one. So we should just be able to get it with our finger here. And we'll leave those last two, one on each side, loose, and move on to getting the other bolts removed so that we can kind of hold it up a little bit without it trying to fall when we're removing it. So we've got to catch this bolt right here. It's probably hard to see, but that one right there. And these two right here. So let's start on this side. So we got a 12 here. And we got a 14 next to it. Obviously some Loctite on there. We'll clean up and reapply. Bear with me. Got to get tools, move around, or move to the other side. And work on this one. Alright. And we're going to get this one moving. And we already got some movement on that. We also have a kickstand sensor. Potentially needs to be moved out of the way. Let's grab a 12mm box stand wrench. don't damage the thing, and hopefully not have to remove it, but the kickstand kill switch or kickstand down switch, whatever you want to call it. Alright, we just shifted and moved, so we know we've got it loose. So we got one more. I didn't remove that other one on the other side yet. We're going to go ahead and remove the header bolts first, and then we will get that last bolt underneath so we can hold it. So let me grab my longer extension and swivel. Come back over here. Here. Loose enough, I don't need to. Now we gotta be careful here. We don't want the exhaust gaskets to roll away. So now let's go to the other side. Get that last bolt off. And then finally, we've got this bolt right there. And that's what's holding it up. So we'll move everything out of the way so we can keep a hold of it when it comes out. Matter of fact, we're going to use our legs to hold it up. Got some flanges that are stuck in here. And we did lose the flange or exhaust gasket out, so make sure we don't lose that. And there it is. Stock exhaust. Quite a few pounds. You can find out other YouTubers out there doing this as well. I don't know the exact weight, but it's heavy, and the new system is much lighter, so dropping weight could help a little bit, but the sound is what we're going for, not the speed. Now we'll come back over here and we'll see if we can get our eyes on those other gaskets, make sure they didn't fall out. We got one here. Got a little grease left on it, but we'll put some more assembly grease on just to make sure it stays in its home. It was the last one, it looks like. Yeah. And that might be the grease that they sent. Could very well be for holding those in there while you're setting the new header pipe in. So we're going to take a break real quick, get a drink, and we'll come back and get this new exhaust installed. Alright, now we're going to try to fit the new header in. Nice and easy, so we don't knock the gaskets out of place. We got here. Okay. Now, a bit more. Something seems off here. We can get one side on. The other side doesn't even line up. There we go. There we go. too. Let's hope it'll stay there till we can get a nut on it. I don't think I can get my hand in there without blocking the view, so sorry. No, maybe we'll try from the other side and do the middle last. It won't sag. There we go. Sweat my ass off here. I think we're going to need the swivel. Nope. I suppose I need the socket too. Oops. Where's the 12 millimeter? There it is. Alright. So now let's try to finagle this up here onto that without putting too many scratches in it. Man, this is gonna be tough. Just can't get my hand in there. finger. Come on, you got it. Not sitting flat. We lost it. Where'd it go now? Row. Oh, fell into the flange. Try the swivel again. See if I can get it on there, get it moving without fucking it up. Excuse my French. Nope, that ain't working. I need a stiffer swivel. Nobody tells you how hard it is to do things with a camera in the way. I just need to get it started and then we're in good shape. But I can't even get it started. There we go. Okay, now I got it started. And the final flange, which is probably going to be extremely difficult. But we'll see. Oh, nice and easy. For a second there. I'm going to have to take off this watch. It's just cramping my style. I can't get my damn arm in there. Sorry about that. Can we get a screw on or a nut is the other question. Without moving you guys, I think I'm gonna have to move you. Try over here for a minute. Stare at the exhaust or the front tire while I try to figure this out. side started. Keep that freaking flange on there. That would be helpful. Good deal. Got it. Now we just need to get this last one on. Of course, we don't tighten any of these down yet anyway, so we just need to get it on there. Try it from the other side. Cross thread it, so we're just gonna try to get it going, and we didn't, and that fell in the header in between them. There we go. Oh, there we go. Go. We'll get them all little. And just make them a little bit tighter. That one's gonna need this whip. Hello. What the shite? Alright, good enough for now. Alright, now we'll install the mid pipe. So after a few failed attempts, we finally got the headers on. That was pretty tough. I recommend taking the header off and slipping the mid pipe on before you mount it to the head. I ended up having to take it off and do that, and it was still quite troublesome, but we got it connected and we got the bolt lined up for the mount. So the next step will be to put the slip-on and tighten everything up. So let's go ahead and get that slip on there. I got that bubble wrap there because it was banging against the swing arm when I was trying to mount it. So get that off of there and get the slip-on or the muffler. But first, RaceFit was kind enough to supply us with this bracket, excuse me, that is actually going to mount right here. And we'll take those 2 screws off, mount this on there, and that will be what the muffler will mount to keep it there. And then we'll put our springs on. We got 2, one on the bottom, one here. And then we'll go back through and tighten from the head back to the muffler. So here we go. $5 millimeter. We won't tighten these down so that we can maneuver it if we need to. We'll just make sure it's in there good. I do want to point out that the bracket you took off, they did a pretty good job of trying to emulate it. It doesn't have the bends in it, but they do have the notches, so well done, RaceFit. Now we'll grab this. And the question is it looks like it will go on the back, but let's see what it does when I do the front here. Because we have this metal ring, which I do believe is what that's supposed to go. Like this. Get those lined up. So, push on that, try to push on that, and lift up on that. There we go. Cool. Now I got you a little lower. Maybe you can see a little better. Cool. And now on to the last bit. Let's get this muffler tightened up. Alright, all I got left to do is plug that bung . Alright, and RaceFit was kind enough to send a new, or an extension for the O2 analyzer. So this is how much we have once we plug it in and get it set where it's supposed to be. So let's see the best way we can. Okay. Now, I'm going to finish connecting all of the radiator mount bolts, which I'm going to do off camera. And we'll be back after I've done that and wiped the system down for any residual fingerprints, and we'll get you a sound clip. And we're back. We have removed the stock exhaust and replaced it with this RaceFit Growler X. Everything is bolted back up, torqued to spec, and everything's been wiped down. Time for the first ever cold start and sound of this RaceFit Growler X exhaust for 2025 Yamaha MT-09. Thanks for watching. Check out the next one.